game number 2. Our Zerg player down here at the bottom left is a GSL Zerg, otherwise goes by Player D these days. And at the top right, our Protoss from the KESPA organization, the Korean Esports Players Association, is otherwise known as Player B. Wait a minute. Their colors on my screen and their icons. This is so confusing. Do you see this? Am I crazy, right?
No, you just have to press this button and the problem is solved.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, that's so crazy because
Have you played this game before?
He's blue, I swear, but then he has a Protoss like, okay, that was weird.
Now with red and blue it's actually confusing. As soon as the players pick different colors and they are teal and yellow, for example, you kind of figure out immediately what's wrong and then, yeah. I had this in the past though, I know exactly what you...
No, yeah, it was the allied colors thing, but...
Yeah.
Alright, so I got the player B and player D part wrong, but nobody cares about that. The Zerg player is GSL, the Protoss player is from KESPA. Oh, he gets the hatch down without a block. That's a freebie.
A hatch first.
Yep.
So... Well, on this map, a lot of Protoss players can start with the Nexus first, and the one thing, this is basically also what the Zerg player is hoping for. This is one of the maps too, where you can defend against cannon against cannon rush quite well.
Yeah, it's very difficult to actually block. Sometimes cannons at the third though can prevent Zergs. Saw that recently. A little bit of harassment going on in here. Pro's gonna get out. I like the hatch first, you know, if you get away with it on this map, you're perfectly correct. There's so much space behind the minerals, so it's easy to surround with drones. To make a wall, there's only really one place you can, and it's just not going to be easy. And it's close to the edge of the base, so very easy to attack with a clean later and get that hatchery up afterwards.
I like it too. What he also does is send an overlord to his hatch, because he knows that with this kind of opening, you need one of the overlords just hovering above your natural, so that you know exactly what the probe is going to do if the probe is trying to maybe place down a pylon. So he plays this very cautious. I like how he approaches it. So he's not going to have any problems here. But especially with the placement of his first overlord to already reach the natural of the KESPA Protoss, he knows exactly that there has been Nexus first, and therefore that's no problem for him at all to get away with this build.
Yeah, he's seen everything. He sees gate before cannon as well, which is normal follow-up with this forge timing. Double gases are going up in the main, and our KESPA Protoss shows that he very much is comfortable with Forge Fast Expand in StarCraft 2. Going to drop his core. Beautiful transitions, really, just doing it 100% correct. Very textbook play. Forge Fast Expand is actually... it's not that difficult to learn, but it does have some subtleties. There is the layer going down for our GSL player very quickly. This may indicate
40 layer.
Yeah, this may indicate Nidus play, but not necessarily. I don't think we're going to see Mutas, especially since he only took a second gas.
Life, is it you?
It could be, man. That's actually a good point.
Also, the game that he played, the game that he played on the first map, I was actually already thinking about it. But if he actually wins this best of 3 and the team is announced and it's Zenix,
well, or Startail, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But if it's Zenix, then it's very clear.
But I actually think that didn't they announce a date when exactly the Zenix players will start to use the Startail tag?
I did not see that,
yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm not exactly familiar with the details of the deal, so yeah, this time we'll probably not speculate too much about it. We'll find out later on anyways.
Yeah, we will. Well, and there's the Nidus. It's just going to be a straight up Ling Nidus. He's got a Overlord position on the right side. We can drop Nidus. He's got another one coming in from the left, but that's going to take too long. So he's going to have to use the one on the right.
We cast so many games lately, guys, that they blur together a little bit, but who was it who won his games with 2-0 against the Protoss, the Metropolis game, where he also used the fast Nidus?
I know exactly.
Was that actually
was a
live?
Code A game, and I don't think that was him. It may have been, actually, though.
Who was it? I actually don't know.
Was it Freaky?
I don't remember. As I said, if he casts this many games, sometimes they just blur together, but he has no idea. And this is exactly this type of strategy that we casted on Metropolis just a few days ago, like a week ago, and it worked so well. I think it was Freaky,
man. I think it was Freaky, if I'm not mistaken. But here we go. Nidus was not spotted. He had a pro patrolling earlier, and he did not actually keep it there. He's got a few sentries out. This may be enough to buy him some time, but he's going to need to pull his probes to where his cannons are.
He's going to lose his main base. He's going to lose everything here.
He needs to make a better wall than this.
A Hydra follow-up is coming his way, and this is just horrible. I mean, those force fields, they are decent, but the main base, it is going to die. There is no way he's going to save the main base. Even the Queen is now joining the battle.
And he misses his force field. The Ling's getting in here. Nice pullback on the sentries, though, and the gateways are done. That's the most important part. He put 2 pylons up there. This game is not over yet. He's warping in a few more zealots.
The game might not be over just yet, but remember that now Hydralisks are joining the battle, and as soon as the Hydralisks are in the main base...
Oh, wow. He needs another warp in, and he needs it badly. He does not have 2 base economy right now.
There, the Nexus is being attacked, and I just got confirmation on Twitter, guys. It was Xenix Live. I was right about it. Live against Vines. Use this strategy. It might be him. There they are. The Zealots trying to kill all of those Zerglings, but the Nexus, it dies nonetheless, and now we suddenly have the first Hydralisks, and more of them are going to join the battle very soon. It might be a little bit too late, though.
Yeah.
He retreats, he knows it's not, he does not need to have to kill him now, because he still has the Nidus network, and he's using it.
Yep.
He's using it as a forward Nidus right now, with all the damage that you already dealt to his opponent. He's in a great position.
He needs to stop this tumor if he wants that Nexus. He will stop it. Cancels it.
Nice.
But yeah, the Nidus is still there. As you mentioned, there are only 2 cannons at the front. These Hydralisks are going to be quite scary.
Oh, yes, indeed. They are going to be so scary.
He doesn't have range, though.
That's the one thing that he misses. But he has 2 Overlords at the main base. He can still place another Nidus network in the main if he wants to. And there is another one coming.
Yep,
another one to the top right in the main base once again.
He spots it.
Doesn't matter. We'll be ready. It will be ready. No, maybe.
I'm not sure, man. He's going to have to get that tumor. He's definitely going to... He actually wants these units to come out so he can kill them for free. And this is actually starting to look pretty good for our Protoss. I mean, as good as it can get when you've lost your main Nexus.
He's losing a lot here. Can he hold it, though?
The sentries, he keeps them alive, but he lost a lot of Zealots. The Nidus falls, but the tumor did emerge, and so now he cannot remake his Nexus in his main base. That is going to be a big problem for him.
38 drones, again 25 Harvesters, and to the left side of the main base we also have an Overlord. He can place another Nidus network in the main base at a different position.
Look at this tumor harass, by the way. He keeps making it.
And there it is. Canceling. There it is, exactly as I just said. To the left side of the main base, there is the next Nidus network, and he has too many. This time he has too many Hydralisks.
Yeah, and he's not going to be ready. He's not going to have his sentries in position this time. This is going to be the end, I think. There's just too much.
This is way too much. All these gateways are going to die. Look at that DPS. So many Hydras.
Dropping changelings as well.
Yeah, he's killing everything here. There's just no way to hold this. With a Hydralisk, the follow-up already coming his way. Even if he kills most of the Hydralisk, he cannot stop this follow-up.
Well, there's only sentries against Hydras, and we all know how that works.
Yeah, usually not that well for the sentries, and this time is no exception.
GG! Fighting on creep with those Hydras.
Look at this. Great game. I love this style. I love this strategy. Live, he showcased it against Vines in the GSL. We've seen it on Metropolis the last time, but I also want to know who team he belongs to. If this shows Xenix, there is no doubt in my mind it's the same.
Yeah, especially with his Overlord positioning and the timings, the exact way that he did it was identical to that of what we saw. Well,
it was beautiful. I mean, excuse me, but I'm having my fanboy rant here. 2 Overlords to each side, 1 at the bottom, so you have 3 positions where you can actually just drop down the one the Nidus. Yeah. And if the first one isn't getting scouted, you are in such a he can do everything. He can attack the front, he can attack the left, the right.
Yeah.
This is
the Hydra follow-up is really intelligent as well. Some people pick Roaches, but I like Hydras. They're so strong. Their force fields are not as useful against them. And I think we're going to have our team revealed. That's something I'm really looking forward to seeing. I don't want to wait any longer, so let's put it up on screen. I'm going to be looking. We're both looking like this. Who is it?
And
the team revealed. It is going to be StarTale again. Well.
Okay, now the question. Would a Xenix player already be shown here as a starter?
Yeah, that just makes this even more interesting, man. We don't know.
Production, can you help us out here?
Well, I don't think they know, man. How would they know? If we don't know, they can't know. They're production guys, man. They're not fans. They don't know.
But this is the main question right now. Would a Xenix player already be shown in this particular game as a Startail player?
Well, that's what you guys need to tweet at us on Twitter. If that information has been out there and we haven't found it yet, tweet at us at Proxywolf, at Caldor.
Think about it. They can't know. Even if they announced when exactly the name change is going to take place,
know, man.
They would probably just say it's going to be like at GSL season 1, 2, 3, 4 or GSTL season. They would not actually think about the Ready Action match.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a look at our results up until now, from what we've seen so far, to give you guys a quick recap of what we've seen already today. And we have both GSL players advancing, both of them Startail players, and they will compete in the final match. No Kespa players advancing today, both of them getting shut down at 2-0, in fact.
Yeah, indeed. So this is going to be very, very interesting right now. And I'm so curious who this Zerg is. My heart says live, my head says live as well. It has to be. With the builds that he used on the first map was always already like, okay, could be him, doesn't have to. But this would be pretty cool.
It would be cool. I mean, the way he did it really looks like him.
What did Life do on the first map in the Code A game? Didn't he play with a 6-pool as well?
He did some sort of aggressive build. I do not believe it was 6-pool.
No, it wasn't a 6-pool. What did he do?
I don't remember, to be perfectly honest.
I don't remember either. But he played something like this. He had two strategies. And
it was the fastest best of 3 I think I've ever seen.
Exactly. It was over in a blur. I actually think he used a 6-pool. Guys, if you guys so many StarCraft games, and sometimes some of them start to blur a little bit together. We have a 5-minute break, and then we will be back. So we will have the final with the Startail against Startail, Zerg versus Protoss.
And the winner will be revealed. So make sure you stay tuned.